Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, here to talk briefly about the Anarchy show that's going to take place 2 days from now on the 13th at 6 p.m. Outdoors, I assume in the sort of parking area of the Landmark Arena. Apparently you can stay in your cars, otherwise they're going to do social distancing guidelines and all of that stuff. A couple of thoughts I've had about that thing is one, I think it's a shame, though I suppose I understand, but they did so well with the empty arena thing, transmitting that and making that into an event. It feels, I just feel like there's something that's been lost not transmitting it live, even if it was a simple one camera setup. And then you could put together a better thing in a few days after that to be on YouTube. But to not have it transmit live, I'm just going to be honest, I think it's a really big mistake. I think it's something that people were actually looking forward to. And let's be real, how many people are they going to have there watching it live? I don't begrudge anybody making a little bit of money, and I don't begrudge anybody wanting that taking place in front of a crowd. I think it's smart to do it 6, but I think not having it live is a big mistake. I hope that they change their mind on it, even if it's something really simple. I really encourage them to transmit this thing live so we can watch it and we can witness it as it happens. I just think it's a great thing to do. And it kind of holds to, now we're getting extra if they're doing an outside show and they still manage to do a live transmission. I don't think anybody's going to bust their balls if the thing isn't put together as well as their last empty arena show thing will. Nobody's going to bust their balls for that. I think everybody would want to see it. And then if they wanted to throw together something in a day or two with editing and all that kind of stuff, wonderful. But again, I'm going to just say it one more time. I know I've gone on for a couple minutes about this at least. Transmit that thing live in some way, shape, or form, please. The other thing is the great Matt Hankins and Bill Behrens promos. I was really glad to see it, really happy to see it. I wanted to kind of do like a little bit of a analysis of the Bill Behrens promo in particular, because there are a couple of things about it that I found to be very interesting. One, Bill got to say one of his favorite things, which is to go around the block to cross the street. When he did essentially the same thing. His promo was only a few seconds shorter, literally, than Matt Hankins' promo, and he only got across 2 ideas, and the usual slate of Bill Behrens name dropping and dick writing of names and all that stuff, which is a Bill Behrens staple, which I appreciated very much. But here's something that I find very interesting. And so Hankins and the Undeniable are clearly the heels in all of this. And Matt Hankins justified in the justification in his mind of why he needs to take over Anarchy is because Bill Behrens is he's not letting it be as great as he can be, and he can be very biased about things. Right? Again, nothing wrong with heels having justifications. You should, right? Nobody thinks they wear the black hat in their own story. And so that makes sense to me. But Bill Behrens, immediately with his, after almost the entire promo where he's just talking about himself and being clever and having a story about Tommy Dreamer and Bill doing a good job of sort of meeting the expectation that he is going to meet Hankins in this ring, and he's going to, he's going to give it his best college try, and he's been here before, which I think all worked very effectively. Then he sort of springs this thing of, oh, and the Undeniable are going to have to defend their Anarchy tag titles against Ben Buchanan and Griff Garrison, which he says with a great deal of glee, and then he gets out of the promo with the very clever bye or bye-bye. Here's the problem. If the Hankins contention as a heel is you abuse your power and you just look out for your boys, Here we have a case of a team comprised of two people who are a thorn in the undeniable side, which nothing inherently wrong with that, but who have never teamed before, so inconceivably would not have any kind of ranking or standing of getting a tag team title shot. I get that this card was thrown together at the last minute. If you look at the undercard, it really doesn't, beyond the obviously greatly developed Todd Sexton and Adrian Hankins and the Bill Behrens, Matt Hankins matches, the rest are sort of thrown together and feature people who either haven't been in Anarchy before or not in the same role that they will be. And I think that's all well and good. And I think that completely works for this show. I think they were smart to not call it Hardcore Hell, that they backed off of that. I think that was a good move. And I think the card's really good. And again, I'm just nitpicking because I think it's fun to talk about and I want to kind of help promote Anarchy's show as well. So I'm going to throw this video out there ASAP. But here's the thing, right? Is Ben Buchanan and Griff Garrison, who have never teamed together, immediately getting Anarchy title shots, tag title shots, on a spontaneous last week, days before the event announcement. Doesn't that construe Bill Behrens abusing his power and, in fact, buying into every single thing that Matt Hankins is saying about him? Is it not, in fact, a heel kind of move? You could make arguments either way. I do think one thing it does that's definitely pro, and I'm positive about, and I think is really great, is that it shows that Bill Behrens and Matt Hankins, their thing is very personal. And I like that. I would have loved to see some acknowledgement about that from Bill. Though, I mean, you can infer it certainly. And, you know, his sort of smarminess about the announcement certainly lent itself to that. But I like the idea to, you know, play armchair booker on it. I would have loved for Bill to say something along the lines of, you know, Matt, I'm becoming the person that you claim that I am, that I haven't been. But you know what? If I'm going to go out, I'm going out like this, and I am going to get my guys this tag team title shot, and I am doing this. You're forcing me into this position. It reminded me of this movie that I saw last night called The Hunt, where there was this notion of liberals killing conservatives, that they had this sort of kill manner where they killed them. And it ended up that it wasn't true, that it was a joke, but that as a result of this joke, that conservatives, a certain pocket, took it really seriously and purported these conspiracy theories. And so the liberals in turn said, fine, you're going to keep accusing me of this thing, then we are going to do it. Which I just thought it was a great way to put everything on its head. And by the way, if you haven't seen Hunt, I highly recommend it. For those of you who are going off of something that Trump said about like, oh, this is terrible, dude, this thing tears apart every side and all of the usual slate of asinine arguments that we see from both sides. It just puts them on their head and then tears them to shreds, and it's wonderful. Yeah. In any case, you know, Anarchy's got their show on the 13th, 6 p.m. Check it out. Again, my last second plea, I hope that they will put it up live in some way, shape, or form, because I want to be there, and I clearly can't be there. I'm in fucking Florida. And yeah, so any thoughts that you have, please comment down below. We can have a cool little discussion about it all, and I'm looking forward to it. Thanks a lot. This is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling.